What is up, my nerd army guys? Welcome to the newest episode of Nerds Mirais. Today, guys, we are tackling a movie review. We are going to be checking out The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, and directed by Matt Reeves. So, guys, without further ado, let's get into this one. So guys, before we begin, this will be a full spoiler review. I will not be doing a non-spoiler review. Obviously, I don't see it earlier. I don't get a screener. So I did see it with my wife on Saturday, and it was fantastic. But this will have spoilers, so if you'd like to come back after you've seen it, I'd love to see you. All right, guys, here we go. Now, I went into this movie with extremely high hopes. I love Robert Pattinson. He's a great actor. There's so many great freaking actors in this. Paul Dano is an amazing actor. We get to see so many characters laid out in so many new and interesting ways. Now, first of all, let's talk about Matt Reeves and his focus on Gotham, guys. This was probably the best Gotham City we have ever had in a live action showing. Now, obviously, there are movies like The Mask of the Phantasm, obviously animated, but that is perfect rendition of Gotham. This was so fucking awesome. It was so great. Pushed the boundaries of what I thought Gotham could look like in a live action film. Obviously, we've had Gotham from super dark and grungy in the Dark Knight movies. Then we also got the Keaton version, which is super dark with brighter, different colors. And then we got the overly done up Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, which were super neon and over the top and were made to sell toys. But, I mean, all in all, we've had Gotham in so many different ways. The animated shows have done it many different ways. But this was my favorite live action rendition of Gotham. It was just so perfect. The brown tones and everything out there looks so nice. Obviously, we get a lot of night views of Gotham, but we do get some day views, and it's just as dark and run down and just destroyed at its core, and it's just so great. Now let's start off with the star of this movie. Obviously, we are talking about Robert Pattinson and his rendition of Bruce Wayne / Batman. So I fucking loved it. Now, when this first got announced, I was one of the few people that were like, holy shit, I'm excited. Fucking Robert Pattinson's a great actor. Most people just go on the internet and they're like, oh my God, it's gonna sparkle. Heath Edward fucking Colin. No, guys. Robert Pattinson is way more than Edward fucking Cullen. Yes, I know, I've seen all the fucking Twilight movies. Trust me, I know his sparkles. But guys, at the same time, this guy has done so many great movies, and this character was a way for him to open up into a totally new genre that we aren't used to seeing him in. This guy got to play such a different character than we've ever seen him portray on screen. Now, I really did like this rendition of Batman. Talk about the Bruce side first. As Bruce, he was dark, he was brooding, but he was also at the same time meant to be that way. This is a version of Bruce Wayne who is essentially a fucking recluse, guys. This isn't Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne where he goes and he's like, oh, I'm gonna be a fucking douchebag and make appearances and impress people. And then, oh, I'm gonna have my stripper fucking model bitch fucking hoes that I brought as my dates. Oh, they're gonna swim in the pool. Oh, you're gonna give me a lip about it? Here's a check. I own this place now. Suck my balls. That's not the kind of Bruce Wayne we had. This is a Bruce Wayne that's been dealing with trauma and just trying to work his own ways through it. Obviously, we have a different rendition of Alfred. So this time Alfred taught him how to fight. So from a young age, obviously he learned some dark shit. He learned some heavy duty shit. This isn't raised and grew up a douchebag my whole life and then get arrested and go fucking become a ninja and then come back and think I can do everything and not inform everyone. No. This rendition of Bruce Wayne is a hardcore, chiseled son of a bitch that's worked his way from the fucking bottom. Once his parents were killed, Alfred trained him to protect himself. This version of Bruce Wayne was great, guys. One of the things I have to point out that we had never gotten in any Batman movie live action, that we don't ever see the eye makeup, guys. There's even been fuck-ups in Batman Returns where we get to see the flash of the eye makeup for a second when he returns from another look away. And this one, we get to see it. If you guys don't realize, if you look at every Bat costume, they all have fucking black eye makeup on. But when they take their goddamn costumes off, there's no eye makeup. That's not the way the world works. I love that they made this version of Batman extremely grounded. They kept him in the real world. His gadgets are more realistic. They're not crazy. His fucking bat symbol on the fucking front of his goddamn suit is a tactical knife as well. Like, this guy works it all in so it works all together. It's so cool. His bat suit is phenomenal. He's got these badass little gauntlets on. He's got hardcore fucking bad gloves. He's got these stomping motherfucking boots because you hear him walking for days away, and it makes it that much more hardcore and that much more ominous when he enters from the darkness. It is so great, guys. This rendition of Batman has revitalized this character in my eyes, and I can't wait for more of this Batman. Then the next character I want to talk about is Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle. Now, this was one I was actually pumped for. Zoe Kravitz is fucking fantastic. This is one I was really excited for. Zoe Kravitz is fucking fantastic, guys. She was obviously a gangster-ass Lestrange in the Harry Potter universe, but getting to see her in this kind of role where she's physical, she's a bad motherfucker, and not only does she play it up to the sensual sexual side of it, but she also plays it up to she's a bad son of a bitch, and she fucks up even Bruce Wayne, and it's so awesome to see her fuck Batman up. It was great. And she is definitely like a counterpoint emotionally for him throughout this film too. It starts off a little bit of a rivalry, a little cute little back and forth, and he's obviously smitten the first time he fucking sees her. He's like, oh, hello, please. Hi. And like, so all in all, her character was not just a love interest like we got Selena Kyle was definitely deranged. She was broken down when we got her played by Michelle Pfeiffer, and that was a very dark and different. This one is more realistically set. She's helping a friend who's fucking stuck in this. Her real dad is revealed at the end of the movie to be Falcone, which makes a whole nother twist because Falcone killed her mom and her friend, and then it just comes to a fucking explosion of emotion, and she tries to murder him, and he's like, Batman won't let her. Fucking Pattinson stops her. He's like, no, you're not gonna fucking do this. You're not gonna sleep to his fucking level. And when he dies, just to see her not only relief, but also just her slow thought of, well, he fucking deserved it, piece of shit. And I was just like, damn, you could feel emotions that she puts out without her even speaking. It was so good. Now, guys, I want to mention Jeffrey Wright. Now, Jeffrey Wright was the man who played Jim Gordon. Now, first of all, I love this motherfucker from Westworld. He is fantastic. So when I heard he got cast as Jim Gordon, I was actually pretty pumped. This was a really cool choice because, like, obviously, my favorite Jim Gordon is Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman was fantastic, but honestly, after this portrayal of this amazing character, I'm going to go with Jeffrey Wright as my favorite Jim Gordon. Not only is he worked side by side with Batman, the way the character is written, he's honestly protective of Batman. He trusts him over the other cops in the GCPD, which is savage. And I know Gotham, they're known for having dirty cops. I get it. But Jim Gordon in this movie is one of the, if not the third main character in this fucking movie. It is so good, so well laid out, how he is a place for Batman to step to get to the next level on every single time you see them together. They work so well off each other. And I really did think that all in all, the relationship the two of them have in this movie is fantastic. I love it. It's a great respect relationship, and trust is there. You can see it from the beginning. Now, I did mention Alfred this time, and he is played by Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis does an amazing job as Alfred. Now, we get to see a lot of his MI6 skills, like code breaking and stuff, put into play in this, but honestly, we didn't get a lot of physical action from him. We found out that he did train Bruce from a young age, and that's why he's such a badass fighter, and he's so savage with his beatdowns, because it was that MI6 beatdowns working along 007-ish shit. I digress. But he was a very cool Alfred. I really did enjoy him. When he almost died, I really I think he might have died. What the fuck? Holy shit. I was kind of sad because I really liked him as Alfred. I hope in the future we do get some more of him as Alfred. That would be cool. And maybe a little deeper dive, maybe some backstory or little flashbacks of him training younger Bruce. I don't know. I don't write these things. Hit me up, Warner Brothers. Okay, guys, the next person I want to talk about honestly tripped me the fuck out, and that is Colin Farrell playing the Penguin. Yes, Colin fucking Farrell played the Penguin. Now, I gotta say, I always loved Colin Farrell, and honestly, he was the only character I liked in the Daredevil movie when he played Bullseye. And he was over the top, very, very over the top, and that's how that character was written. Now, Penguin, on the other hand, this motherfucker goes through so much fucking makeup and stuff. He is unrecognizable. He doesn't have the mannerisms that Colin Farrell usually does. He has adopted this entire persona, methoded the fuck out of this guy, and he is even talking old 40s gangster noir fucking talk. Yeah, see? Get that motherfucker out of here, see? Like, okay, guys. This blew me the fuck away. Like, the first time I saw him, I'm like, I know that's Colin Farrell, but that ain't Colin Farrell. That's Oswald Cobblepot, motherfucker. I don't even recognize that. No, that ain't Colin Farrell. But it was, guys. This motherfucker has got the acting chops of a goddamn Greek god. This motherfucker is so good. He was so unrecognizable as Penguin, but he was honestly one of these side characters that almost stole parts of the show, stole different scenes because he was so intense and he was in this role so deeply. It was great. I loved it. Fan-fucking-tastic. Penguin was also involved in the best chase scene of any Batmobile I have ever seen, and I am so pumped for it. Yes, we got some dope scenes with the Tumbler in the Nolan films. We got some cool scenes with the Keaton Batmobile. That was really cool. We got some overly done ice scenes from Batman and Robin with some butt cheeks and nipples and shit in it. And but this one was sick. Now, first of all, the fucking Batmobile is a Barracuda. It is so fucking sexy when it came on screen and it turned on for the first time and that goddamn jet engine and the fire started shooting out everywhere. I was like, oh my God, I need that car. I told my wife, I'm like, baby, we're going to go into debt, but I'm going to buy that car. And she's like, no, you're not. I'm like, fuck yeah, I am. Hell yeah, the Pattinson Batmobile is sick as fuck. Holy shit. I need it in my life. Please hit me up, Warner Brothers. My birthday's coming up. But the chase scene, we obviously got part of it in the original trailer and it was cool, but the chase scene is so long and so intertwined throughout the city streets of Gotham. There are so many cool shots of the Penguin thinking he's lost him as he knocks all these fucking semis to get them to skid out and explode. Here comes Batman flying over the top and Penguin shits his fucking tronies, dude. This fool was dying. He was freaked the fuck out. But it was fantastic. The cinematography, the way it was shot, the lighting, it was so good the entire time. They were avoiding and swerving in and out of these cars, and just the driving skills and the way these fools survived different parts of this was fan-fucking-tastic, guys. Batmobile chase numero uno is now in the Batman. I'm sorry if you do not agree. You are allowed your own opinion, but that is my top pick for Batman Batmobile chases. Holy shit. Now, another character I was really excited going into it because Paul Dano is an amazing actor. He has such a range of sweet, cute, overly kind of crazy characters that he can do, and getting to see him as this version of the Riddler. Obviously, he is not Jim Carrey. He is not fucking spandex and throwing bat bombs and fucking all the Batmobiles and humping the air. That's not this version, guys. This version has adapted to this world. This version of the Paul Dano Riddler is fucking great, though. He has turned him into a domestic terrorist, using riddles to get to Batman and to make people think and make people discover the truth for themselves about what's been going on and how corrupt the fucking government is. This version of the Riddler was fantastic. He's not going to be Jim Carrey, guys. Jim Carrey is not going to be Jim Carrey. Holy shit. Like, that is one of the most known performances of any Batman villain, was probably the Riddler. I personally, growing up, I loved that shit. I still watch that movie and love his rendition. This version is dark as fuck, guys. Holy shit. he starts blaming all of Gotham's elite, and he starts going through a cover-up that happened to fucking knock out another crime boss, and Falcone took out Maroni and ratted on him to fucking release everything. It all culminates on all the people involved in this fucking scam were killed, and Bruce was tried to be killed by them as well. They tried to take out Bruce. Now, guys, this had so much of a detective vibe in this movie. The reason I say that is because we have never got a Batman that is extremely deep into doing detective work and really examining crime scenes. We've had a little bit of it with fucking Bale. We had almost none of it with Keaton. And, I mean, Batflick, he tries. But this version was detective noir fucking thriller from start to finish. It was so great. We got to see him really have to work through these fucking things, figure out these riddles, figure out how they lay into this world, and figure out a crime that was covered up by the police themselves while he's fucking finding the victims that were involved. And it is fucking crazy. This version of the Riddler even makes himself so popular online, he gets his own group of little Riddler mercenaries to come and use his fucking platform after he's captured by Batman to kill off the mayor and all kinds of people in Gotham. Batman arrives at the top of this motherfucking thing after he has a deep one-on-one conversation with the Riddler, and he stops him. Ultimately, the new mayor is shot, but she survives, and she gets to see the softer side that Batman is really a hero. We also get to get some great montages near the end where Batman's carrying someone to safety, putting them on a stretcher to get heli-carried out of there, and the girl like grabs Batman's arm like, don't let me go, and he like touches her and says, you know what, like reassures her she's safe. But the whole thing is Robert Pattinson does a lot of this stuff without words, guys. He conveys looks. He gets people to turn the fuck around. He gets people to pay attention. He gets people to understand what he's thinking without saying it himself. And it is so fucking fantastic. Now, a lot of the casting choices have been brought up by people, and Pattinson at first, obviously people hated it. But people also hated Michael Keaton cast as Batman. He went on to be a whole generation's Batman. He is my Batman I grew up with. I love Keaton's Batman. Not so much as Bruce Wayne, but as Batman. And then we also got if you want to talk about other ones that were bitched about, Heath Ledger's Joker, which is the most iconic fucking super villain of all time, and portrayal of that supervillain is Heath Ledger, winning awards after he died, guys. This was one of the most iconic acted roles. Heath Ledger's Joker went down in history, but before he did, all you trolls out there bitched and moaned, Heath Ledger can't do that. He doesn't have the acting chops. Oh my God, I can't believe they cast the fucking Knight's Tale guy as the fucking Joker. All y'all bitch until something works. And I try to go into life not doing that. I try to go into life hoping for the best. And that's what I ask you guys to do when you see the Batman. If you had an opinion on it, you don't think it's very good, go back into it with that mindset. And enjoy yourself, because this movie, even though it is a 3-hour run, is fan-fucking-tastic. Hands down, in my opinion, one of the top 3 Batman movies ever. Obviously, The Dark Knight will always be number 1. It's going to be hard to ever top the role Heath Ledger played in creating that character and making him as iconic as he is. Guys, I want to know what you guys thought about the Batman. Personally, I loved the fuck out of this movie. I will be putting out a ranking video eventually for all the Batman movies, and my favorite Batman and my favorite Catwoman. I will do them all. So guys, make sure to check me out with that. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with all the videos we put out every week. We do lots of different shows. Start trying to do some more movie reviews whenever I get a chance. So guys, make sure you keep up with everything we put out. I will see you next time. Like this video, share it with all your friends, and I will see you next time right here on Nerds Mirage for more reviews. All right, guys. Peace out.